Welcome back, folks. I'm Kenjamin, and today we're going to see what questions people have asked the developers of Coromon. So, on March 17th, it says here, Marcel, one of the two developers of Coromon, did an Ask Me Anything on Reddit. And it looks like there are 180 comments. So I don't think we'll get through every single comment today, but we're going to just look at all of these and see what interesting facts we can find out about Coromon. Without further ado, let's begin, folks. So the first question is, sorted by best. Who of the already known Coromon will get a redesign in the final game? From the demo monsters, there will only be a few animation polishes. Other known monsters that are on the wiki do get a makeover. For example, Blizzbird and Blizzian. Other than those, most Coromon that are redesigned have not been shown yet, so it'll be a surprise. Oh, awesome. Okay, so it looks like not only are we getting new Coromon, we're also getting redesigned Coromon. That's very exciting. I don't have any Coromon that I'm hoping for a redesign, but no, Swarmy's perfect already. Next question. Will the game feature cross-save and/or cross-play? If it does feature cross-save, will the saves be cloud-based? Super excited. Quick edit. Will there be competitive double battles? Yes. Cross-platform cloud saves and cross-platform PvP will be available. Quick edit. No double battles. So it looks like we are going to get cross-platform cloud saves, which means we can use our save data across different platforms. You can use your save data in Coromon on Switch, mobile, and Steam. And then we also get cross-platform PvP, which means that we get to battle other players even if they're not on the same platform as us. So Steam, mobile, and Switch. Does that include the Switch version? Yes. Alright. Do you have examples of specific JRPGs that inspired this game? So Marcel says, our main inspirations were the Pokemon series, the Legend of Zelda series, and the Golden Sun series, the last one being the JRPG. Which is amazing because I've played just about every single one of these games. I'm not a huge Legend of Zelda fan, but I love Pokemon and I love Golden Sun. I played Golden Sun 1 and 2. Instead of gyms like Pokemon has, our game has boss battles, another aspect we took from JRPGs. Now that you bring it up, that actually kind of makes sense because the towers and Golden Sun... Oh, I see. Okay, I'm starting to see the connections now. What inspiration did you take from the Golden Sun series? Puzzles, map designs, emoji above the character heads, and mechanics. Some of the Gauntlet powers, think HMs, took inspiration from Golden Sun's synergy powers. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love Golden Sun. And getting to see some of those inspirations brought into Coromon is amazing. I love it. Before anything else, congratulations on the huge achievement this game is, and a heartfelt thank you for bringing a breath of fresh air on a genre that's slowly withering away. 2 questions. Will there be patches for competitive balancing of the game, like lowering the stats of a particular broken Coromon? Pitterbite, making a competitively broken trait harder to trigger, or straight up making a Coromon not allowed, banning it on competitive matchmaking. Also, will there be an official tournament of any sort? Marcel says, yes, we will actively monitor balance in the competitive scene. We have some experts on our team to help us with that. That's amazing. We don't have plans for a tournament. We do plan for seasons, and we have multiple tiers to climb for players in ranked matches. That's actually pretty interesting. Since there are multiple tiers to climb, I'm also wondering if there are milestones for ranked matches. And if there are ranked matches, then I think it's also safe to assume that there are casual matches. That's just speculation though. I'm not entirely too sure. But I'm just going to assume those two things, that aside from ranked matches, we'll have casual matches, and then we'll also have milestones for matches, casual or ranked. I'm assuming ranked. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Oh, it says right here, casual PvP allows for setting up lobbies with a friend, so tournaments could be set up by the community as well. That's really exciting. I'm hoping that maybe I can set up some tournaments in the future as well. That would be really cool. Are there any important lessons you learned over the course of the game's development cycle? Marcel says, a project planning would have been nice. Our backlog currently is an infinite list of infinite lists. And community feedback is very valuable. We've learned that as well. The demo, for example, improved immensely from version 0.0.1 to version 0.6. That's a lot of updates. And I think that's very important as well, because the Coromon developers have taken community feedback seriously through Coromon's development over time. And I think that is what makes the fans of Coromon feel just so much more engaged with Coromon, and why the Coromon fan base is so keen on like keeping up with the updates and just feeling so excited for the release of Coromon. Next question. Is any big announcement planned on the Switch? As far as I know, not in the games that comes out soon list yet. I really feel like the game could be a hit, and a bit of help from Nintendo to promote it would be welcome. Marcel says we're working hard behind the scenes to get the Nintendo store page up. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. Actually, I do. I'm messing up my words because I'm still recovering. I'm sorry, folks. All right, so 2 questions here. When will Coromon be available on the Switch online store for pre-order? Oh, that's a very good question. And what gave you the idea to make types for Coromon and types exclusively for moves? Because I feel like magic type for Coromon would have been really fun to see. Any influences for this decision? Marcel says, we're working on getting our game on the Nintendo store. It might be a bit too late to enable pre-orders. We'll know more once the page is up. And the second answer is, it started with just the 7 main types, but we felt this lacked depth. By adding types that were skill only, but not for Coromon, we could be more creative in setting up a nice type chart. We might make some skill only types into regular types in the future if we have enough Coromon that could be of those types. I think that would be really interesting, maybe adding like dual types, or even if we keep the monotypes, maybe we could include more fan art as actual Coromon. I think that would be really interesting to see. Okay, so we're continuing this this question. Out of curiosity, if you were to change one of the skill only types, which would you say would be most likely to work as a main type? Like if only one were to be changed. We would go with poison. All our types are something, an element, material, except normal, but that's an exception. From the skill only, poison would best match that. Oh, interesting, interesting. Okay. Oh, wait. Change one of the skill only types? Which one would it be? Oh. to work as a main type. Oh, poison to work as a main type instead of a skill only type. That would be interesting. Will you add vertical eyed Swimmy to the full game? Never. Please don't. That would be a little too yeah, please don't. Any final pricing been decided? How early can we find Biddy Volts and or Pyro Chick? Ah, okay, so two questions in one. So Marcel says Switch and PC price will be around $20 US. I'm assuming US dollars. And Biddy Bolt is quite early in the game. Pyro Chick around halfway. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm thinking I'm probably not going to use Lampire if I want to use Biddy Bolt. But, I don't know. Lampire is the first perfect Coromon I ever got. I feel like I have to use Lampire. But then again, Biddy Bolt is so cute. Alright, next question. How many catchable Coromon and evolution lines will there be on release? Will these numbers of Coromon also include evolution lines which don't actually have an evolution? Things like Lapras from Pokemon. So we currently have 114 Coromon planned for release in 46 families. None of those have families without evolutions. After release, we plan to add more Coromon over time. Oh, so does that mean some Coromon are going to be free DLC? Or are they going to be available like post-game? That's going to be interesting. Okay. Oh wow, this is a long one. Okay, let's tackle each question with an answer. Will the full release have a Chinese translation? Yes. Simplified Chinese will be supported. Can we expect any more quality of life options in the game, like a speed up option in the full release compared to the demo? The developers say those have not been our priority lately, but we'll definitely be looking at quality of life after release. How does it feel knowing that the game is near release finally? Exciting. We've been working on it for many years, and this close to release is both stressful and exciting for us. Yeah, I can only imagine. But I'm sure it's more exciting than stressful. Next question. Who's your favorite Coromon? Marcel says Rhino Buzz, and Yotham's is Armadon. Ah, interesting. I think Armadon is really, really cool looking too, especially I don't know. I like its standard form. Well, I mean, all potent and perfect are very, very nice as well. Next question. What was your favorite moment in the game, if you can share? How about when developing it? Marcel says, my favorite part of the game are the small jokes and references like the well in Hayville. Well. During development, it was mostly feedback from the community that kept us going. Ah, I absolutely love that. Very, very down to earth and very, very humble. Next question. How interesting do you think the overall story for your game ended up being? Marcel says, we're quite happy with our story. It gives insight in the lore of the world and comes together nicely in the end. We can't wait to hear your thoughts. Oh, okay. I know that the lore definitely had a massive change, and that's why Coromon's development was also extended. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what the lore of the Coromon world is going to be like. Next question. What were some of the hardest design decisions you had to make when creating the game? Marcel says some hard decisions are to throw away designs, be it cutscenes, dialogues, monsters, entire maps, or mechanics. In the end, it's for the best, but to give example, we've had around 10 versions of the Lux Solis campus. 10 versions? Oh my goodness. Okay, now that you bring it up, now that I read this, I'm now just remembering like playing through the demo and seeing like the different characters and the different map designs of like Lux Solis campus and the power tower on Donor Island. I'm sure it's not easy having to switch designs like that, but like Marcel says, it's for the best. And I generally love the changes that the developers make to Coromon, and that's also just because I'm very content with Coromon overall as a game. I look forward to the full release because I just like the rest of you, I don't know what's in store for all of us. So it's like Christmas. I'm just waiting to open some presents. So the next question is, were there any interesting things you had to cut in development? Marcel says some things we had to cut were some gauntlet powers, which were quite interesting. Some specific puzzles I liked were also thrown out because the story in a town changed. Ah, okay. Well, that's a shame. I honestly, I feel like if there was like a beta version of the game, like before making a lot of changes, or I don't know, just hearing that last part about the story in the town changing, I'm just curious to see what the story would have been like before the changes. But the next question is, what is a Coromon specifically, if you can respond? Marcel says a Coromon is a specific species that inhabits the world besides animals and humans. So just like Pokemon, humans, animals, and Pokemon, or in this case Coromon, coexist together. And yes, animals do exist in Pokemon. And if you're not sure about it, I think there was like a really, really old Pokemon episode where the characters eat fish that they caught. And no, it was not Pokemon. So they didn't eat Pokemon, they ate like actual fish. The next question is, looking through the designs, it seems a fair amount of them got updated designs while in development. How did you go about deciding which ones got redesigns and which one was your favorite? So Marcel says, we set a standard for ourselves, and throughout development, we now and then went through all sprites to see if they were still up to standard. Most of the time, they weren't. I think that goes hand in hand with just seeing the feedback of the community, but also just as developers themselves wanting to constantly improve the game. And I feel like as a creator, you're never really content with having something the way it is. You're always just looking for like, what's the next step to make improvement in the content that you're making. So I completely understand having to go through your development process and just seeing what you can do differently to always make improvements. But the best thing that you can do is, just make improvements and then putting it out there and feeling content about what you put out there and then just making improvements from there. The next question is, with launch nearing, do you have any hopes for future projects, maybe a sequel? And if so, what kind of stuff would you hope to do differently with that one or add to it? I think they meant hope to do differently. If the game does well, we definitely have plans ready for a second game. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think we have to release the game first and see the overall reception of Coromon's release. Of course, even before the release, like, Coromon is highly anticipated. And not only that, Coromon got second in the it was the Game Development World Championship. They got second place for fan favorite game of the year. And I think that's a very big stepping stone for the developers of Coromon as well. And and I'm honestly just looking forward to seeing how big the community for Coromon is going to get. Like, it's going to continue growing for sure. I just want this game to have such a good launch, and I can't wait for it. All of you are excited. I'm excited. We have less than 2 weeks left. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, next question. This game will get compared a lot to Pokemon, but what do you feel will set it apart the most? That'll help it shine with its own identity. Marcel says, while in the same genre, we set ourselves apart with a totally different story, boss battles, cool monster designs, unique mechanics like the Gauntlet, SP, and the potential system. I definitely agree with these mechanics and these unique systems that make Coromon such an amazing game, and I can't wait to share all of this with people as well. This is amazing. So let's go ahead and answer just a few more questions. I feel like we didn't even get very far. Yeah, honestly, we didn't even get very far. We probably got through like 5 comments. But we've gotten through a lot of questions. Let's just keep going. What influenced the decision to create 2 types of shiny Coromon? Marcel says it actually came up in a brainstorm one day. Why not have multiple variants? And we just rolled with it. It worked out great. And I absolutely love it because this idea is what Coromon is. I feel like it's what like Coromon is predominantly known for. Aside from like the battle system, people are willing to grind for the different variants of Coromon. You really do feel like a collector, and it's just amazing because you have so many different options. You have the standard, the potent, and the perfect variants of Coromon. And it's amazing because everybody has different tastes in color palettes, and so of course everybody wants to go for the perfect Coromon because they want the best stats, but then I also feel like people just want what looks cool, and I absolutely agree with that too. Like, I just want Coromon that look cool too. Here's a really good question. What big lessons have you taken from the success of other monster capture games and their shortcomings when creating Coromon? What were things you tried to avoid? Marcel says some other monster tamers we looked at were Micromon and Evo Creo. These were the most prominent when we started our project. The biggest lesson we took from those were that those games were quite popular, but we felt like these 2 games didn't bring out the full potential of the genre. There weren't any features that made the game unique. That's one thing we focused on with Coromon, adding in elements that no other games have, like our potential system. Things we wanted to avoid were, for example, a short story, or monsters that you look at, but then you have no interest in catching them because they look dull. We set a high standard for ourselves. And I absolutely agree with that because there's not a single Coromon that looks like I wouldn't want to play them. Well, maybe Fiddly. But honestly, every single Coromon looks just so unique and has such an amazing design and color palette that I really do want to try every single Coromon. And I wasn't even like that with Pokemon. Like there are some Pokemon that I will just never play. Even within like the first 151 Pokemon, like I'll never play Mew. But that's also just because Mew's not catchable in Generation 1 unless you hack. But I mean, that's off topic. But since every Coromon is obtainable in the game, I will absolutely try every single Coromon and make them viable in one way or another. But I absolutely love this question and I love this answer. It's amazing. So we have some very good questions here pertaining to Coromon on mobile. So the first question is there an official date to release Coromon on mobile? And Marcel says, not as of yet. We're now working hard on PC and Switch to get the online mechanics working. After that, we will focus on hooking up mobile to our online servers. It's hard to give an estimate, but I'm sure mobile will release before summer. Depending on where you live, summer kind of starts at a different time. Like in California, summer kind of starts like in April. But I know summer doesn't actually like officially start until about like, I think like May or June. But let's just say before June. But I mean, of course, that's not official. I'm not out here saying that Coromon Mobile will actually release before June or anything, but we can be hopeful. We can be hopeful. The next question is, what may be included in the in-app purchases on Coromon Mobile? Marcel says there will be one big in-app purchase which will unlock a number of luxury items which will be readily available in the PC version. Think of skill flashes, potent sense, a stronger XP share, and the recall plus. So these are items that you will have ready for you in the PC version, and I'm going to assume the Steam version as well because PC and Steam will be roughly the same price. And this in-app purchase will give you access to all of these items in the mobile version. Of course, you don't have to pay for all of these items if you don't want to, but if you do, then you will have access to them. And the next question is, how will online battles work? Can we spectate battles? Is there a competitive online battle button? And will it have a ranking system? Marcel says there will be 3 modes ranked with just 3v3 this first season, which means like I will get to take 3 Coromon up against an opponent's 3 Coromon with multiple tiers. Casual 3v3 and casual with your own chosen rule set. In casual mode, you can set up a lobby with a friend. Spectating will not be possible. That's actually very interesting because that begs the question of, can you rewatch a Coromon battle? I'm going to assume you cannot, but that probably will also beg the other question, is there going to be some sort of way that we can save like a recording of our battles? I'm going to say no again, but that's also just because I'm thinking to myself, like as a content creator, I'm already going to be recording my gameplay. So if I have to record my PvP battles, like that's not a problem. But I feel like some people might find that as a problem because they may or may not be able to record their PvP battles. Whatever the case is, I'm sure we'll all find a way around it, and I just hope that everybody enjoys PvP. So we have a very good question here. So the question here is, do you see yourself making a sequel to Coromon, or would you try your hand at the creation of a different type of game? And Marcel says we'll definitely go for Coromon 2 first. Interesting. And the follow-up question is, what would your chosen Coromon to 100% keep in the next game? And Marcel says the Lunar Pup line. That's a very, very interesting evolution line. Like, it feels perfect. That's why I say interesting, because Lunar Pup just feels like the perfect Coromon companion. I'm not a huge fan of Lunar Pup, but I know a lot of people are. And I like Lunar Pup. I'm not in love with Lunar Pup, but in terms of design, I like it a lot. So we have a very important question here. Will there be any way to transfer the progress of the demo in mobile version to PC? So from one platform to another. And Marcel says, we're looking into a solution to transfer demo data to PC. But I can't give more details about it at this point. So we may or may not be able to transfer our demo data cross-platform, but you can, in the full release, transfer your cloud save file. So in terms of transferring your demo data, we're not too sure about it just yet. I would say probably don't get your hopes up. But, I mean, if you haven't already played the demo on your mobile device or on PC, then you should try to play the demo on both. And if you're going to transfer your data, it would just make it a lot quicker. You know what I mean? We have a very good question here as well. Will there be a way to reset your potential stat points? Yes. Will it be unlimited or only once? Unlimited but expensive, with in-game currency, of course. So if you want to reuse your Coromon's stat points, then it looks like you have a way of doing so, completely free to play. You don't have to use any real money to do that, which is very kind to the Coromon community. I'm sure that we can all agree on that. All right, so I'm going through the rest of the questions and it seems like we've already hit all of them. I just read them from top to bottom, sorted by what was accordingly the best comments according to Reddit. I did go all the way to the bottom just to make sure that I got all of the important questions. I think I've basically addressed all of them. If you have any questions for the Coromon developers, too bad, you should have asked. And I didn't do a good job of promoting this, unfortunately, because I completely forgot about it the day it went up. I'm sorry, but I did go and read every single question, and there were some very, very good questions out here. If you would like to read them yourself, then you can also go to the Coromon the game thread on Reddit and find this. Well, I think we got some very interesting answers. We got a lot of the community's questions answered, actually. And if you enjoyed this video and you learned something valuable here, please feel free to share that in the comment, whatever you thought was valuable information. And maybe you might just be making somebody else's day because you shared information with them that they're looking for as well. So keep that in mind when you're commenting about what your favorite answer was today in the video. All right, folks, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!